Count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 in HD.
You might go, oh, I don't like that. I don't think that person's ideas are great, but that doesn't mean that I can't still be their friend or their neighbor. And we're seeing a lot of that happen across the country.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 in HD.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cameron Taylor. Thank you for joining us tonight. Pro and anti-Trump marches were held today around the country. In Knoxville, about 70 Trump supporters gathered in Victor Ashe Park to demonstrate their support for the president. Speakers at the event focused on the need for unity. In addition to political activists, religious leaders, and veterans addressed the crowd.
You might go, oh, I don't like that. I don't think that person's ideas are great, but that doesn't mean that I can't still be their friend or their neighbor. And we're seeing a lot of that happen across the country.
Several counter-protesters showed up with signs to express their displeasure with Trump's policies. Still, all demonstrations remain peaceful and respectful. In Nashville, 2 people were arrested as protesters clashed with supporters of President Donald Trump during a rally at the Tennessee Capitol. Dozens of officers were on site and a law enforcement helicopter hovered overhead. A Tennessee Highway Patrol spokesman said someone was arrested for stealing 2 Trump shirts, and an anti-Trump protester was arrested for trying to incite a riot and calling for violence. Now, several Republican lawmakers and other figures spoke at the event. Well, here in the Tennessee Valley, an SUV found in Bradley County may help investigators figure out how 2 men died in nearby Polk County. A Bradley County Sheriff's deputy found a 2016 Toyota RAV4 at the Love's truck stop on Lower River Road in Charleston. Authorities say the SUV is connected to the case. And a family member found the 2 men dead inside a home on Amber Way in Old Fort. The TBI identified them as 52-year-old Larry Jeffries and 27-year-old Jeremy Walker. The Polk County Sheriff called the deaths very suspicious, and right now it's unclear how they died. We'll continue to update this story on air, online, and inside the WRCB app as we receive more information. Well, it was a battle for charity and bragging rights at this year's Guns and Hoses boxing event. Local police officers and firefighters took to the ring to raise money for the Forgotten Child Fund and the YCAP Boxing Club. Both teams represent departments throughout the Hamilton County and Chattanooga metropolitan area. One round showcased 2 members of the YCAP Boxing Club. Then it was on to firefighters versus police. There was even an appearance in the ring by Chattanooga Police Chief Fred Fletcher and Chattanooga Fire Chief Chris Adams. You saw there in those dinosaur costumes. Competitors were first matched by age, then boxing experience, then overall abilities. Congratulations to all. The Mocs men's basketball season was cut short today as UTC was eliminated in the SoCon tournament by Wofford. Sports Director Paul Shaheen is in Asheville and has more on the legacy the UTC seniors are leaving behind.
Chattanooga's double-digit quarterfinal loss to Wofford in the Southern Conference tournament was not the encore the Mocs had in mind after last year's 29-win season. That said, the 5 seniors that will not play another game for Chattanooga were part of something bigger. 70 wins in 3 years for just the 5th time in program history.
When you have seniors, you worry about what's next for them and where do they go from here. I don't worry about any of these individuals, not one of them. They're all going to be successful because of the type of people they are. Whether it's playing the game of basketball or in the workforce, they're going to be successful. And again, these guys need to be celebrated. Going forward here, obviously as a head coach, we'll get the program continue to move in the right direction. But let's not forget what these guys did because it's impressive, and they're going to go down as one of the best groups, if not the best group in school history.
Paving the way for the Chattanooga Mocs on the stat sheet and leading the way for all of the seniors, it was senior Trey McClain, who had 18 points and 9 rebounds. Of course, for more X's and O's, highlights, and post-game sound, that's all later in sports. In Asheville, North Carolina, I'm Paul Shaheen, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
All right, thank you, Paul. If your Sunday plans include downtown Chattanooga, be prepared for some detours as the Chattanooga Marathon gets underway. Now, the course will run from Riverfront Parkway to Willow Street and from Riverview to St. Elmo. There will be a lot of road closures along with many areas that will not have parking. Nearly 3,500 people are expected to run through the heart of the city this weekend. They'll take part in several races, including a 26.2-mile marathon. We have a full list of road closures on our website, WRCBTV.com, and inside the WRCB app. More than a dozen fire hydrants in the Orchard Knob community got a fresh coat of paint this morning, thanks to one local high school student. And Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell introduces us to this young man who focused his Eagle Scout project on improving his neighborhood.
17-year-old Deontay Carter is one project away from officially becoming an Eagle Scout. With the help of these volunteers, he'll achieve his goal quicker than he thought.
I wasn't expecting that much people, and I wasn't, I was sort of a little nervous at first because I've been up all night trying to get this situated.
The Tyner Academy senior has been a Boy Scout since he was 3 years old. Nearly 21 merit badges later, Deontay had to complete a critical leadership project. With no hesitation, he decided to give back to his Orchard Knob community.
They've been pushing me since I was a young kid to do something good. And I finally realized that, oh, this is my time to help them.
Deontay's friends and teammates helped paint 21 fire hydrants, adding a much-needed fresh coat. Tennessee American Water donated 5 gallons of paint, brushes, traffic vests, and cones. The company routinely paints the fire hydrants as needed. Scoutmaster Larry Bowie says watching Deontay give back and grow is rewarding.
I'm so proud of Deontay. He came into the troop a very shy kid, very awkward kid, and to see him now, very strong, very sure of himself, and full of confidence to give instructions on this Eagle Scout project.
As Deontay strives to be a positive role model, Bowie says he hopes his work inspires others.
Do something. Whatever you can do, get passionate about it and do it.
That was Tanisha Cordell reporting for us tonight. A St. Louis jury has rejected a woman's claim that Johnson & Johnson baby powder contributed to her ovarian cancer. The 11-1 verdict was given yesterday in a lawsuit filed by a 55-year-old woman from Columbia, Tennessee. The verdict for Johnson & Johnson came after 3 previous St. Louis juries found against the company in similar lawsuits. Now, those verdicts last year awarded a total of $197 million to the plaintiffs. About 2,000 state and federal lawsuits have been filed against the company, claiming a link between powder and ovarian cancer. Tomorrow morning, the Georgia Archives building will be imploded. The 14-story marble building located a block south of the state capitol is known as the White Ice Cube by some officials. The State Archives Agency moved into the building in 1965. But in 1993, engineers found the building was sinking, a result of groundwater in the area and the construction of an interstate nearby. The Archives Agency moved in 2003 to Morrow, Georgia, and the state plans to use the old site for a new building for the Georgia Supreme Court and Court of Appeals. Well, certainly a chilly day, or night rather, here in the Tennessee Valley. Meteorologist Nick Austin standing by with what we can expect for the next couple of days. Nick?
Hey Cameron, it'll be another cool start, chilly start as a matter of fact, for the marathon tomorrow, but the afternoon will turn out to be pretty nice. Our live downtown Holiday Inn camera, beautiful shot of the city. We do have some high, thin cirrus clouds out there, but other than that, it's a really pretty night. Just a bit chilly. And we'll have cool nights and mild days as we go through the next week or so. A little bit of rain for tomorrow night, but our next best chance of rain will be Tuesday. It's going to be pretty wet off and on Tuesday. We might even see a thunderstorm. Right now, 40s and 50s for temperatures all across the state and across much of the south. It's 46 here in the city, 39 in Dalton, 37 up in Cleveland, heading up to Pikeville. It's around 41. But it's at or just below freezing in Murphy and Altamont. So some spots have been cooling off a lot faster than here in the city. Winds are calm, and here's a look at those high thin clouds on the satellite imagery. Nothing on the radar. We didn't have any rainfall today, but southerly winds tomorrow and later tonight are going to continue to bring that mild air here across the region. We'll see the high thin clouds still with us in the morning, but these thicker clouds, the more cloud cover that we see back in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas, where there are some rain showers, that'll be reaching us tomorrow, probably during the afternoon. Mostly clear skies tonight. It'd be really nice, especially if you're a stargazer and you want to check out the skies. And then tomorrow we'll see some of those high clouds with us, with thicker cloud cover coming in later on in the day, and then clouding up really quickly tomorrow night. Maybe just a few spots of light rain or some sprinkles here and there for tomorrow night. Be very few and far between. And it stays mostly cloudy for Monday, but there's not going to be a lot of rain around for the first of the week. It'll probably be Tuesday when a cold front comes through that we'll really see a good chance for some rain, and we'll take anything we can get. We're still in a drought across the area. We're still behind in rainfall for the year by more than 1.5 inches. We finished last year 17 inches below normal on total rainfall. So we need to get some wet weather around here for more than just a day. 64 was the high after a cold low of 30 degrees, so a big swing there. Talking about a 34-degree difference from the low to the high. With all that sunshine and the really, really dry air, that's what happens. Dry air warms up really fast. 62 the high in Chatsworth, 64 in Calhoun, 56 Fort Mountain. While Scottsboro hit 65, we had a lot of 60s across the area today. Dunlap 65. Up on Mowbray Mountain around 63. Signal Mountain even hit 60. Just shy of 60 for Lookout and Ringgold. They both hit 59 today, while Pikeville hit 64, 61 up in Athens, and 65 for our Skywatcher Lois out in Jasper. For tonight, just a few high thin clouds, mostly clear, 35 for the low in the city, so more below freezing temps outside of town. And then tomorrow, with partly cloudy skies, we'll still warm up to about 65. It'll be a nice afternoon. But more and more cloud cover tomorrow night, maybe a couple of spots of very light rain or sprinkles tomorrow night. And it'll be warmer tomorrow night with a low of 48. So tonight will be the last really cold night for at least a while, until later in the week. But for tomorrow night, slight chance of rain. Monday, just some clouds and highs in the 60s. And then we'll see a good chance of rain Tuesday, maybe a thunderstorm too, but probably nothing severe. I think it's just mostly going to be rain on Tuesday. And then it dries out later in the week. But I tell you, tomorrow's going to be pretty nice. If you enjoyed today, I think you'll still like tomorrow. There'll be a little more cloudiness, but it won't be overcast all day. We'll have some sunshine too.
Yeah. Just a little chilly here in the Tennessee Valley, but it's March, you know.
You'll need the heavy. It is, and you'll need the heavy coats as you head out to church, but you won't need them for the afternoon.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nick.
You bet.
Well, up next here on Eyewitness News at 11, we'll have the highlights from today's SoCon tournament action. Plus, Canada is seeing an influx of asylum seekers from the U.S.
Go UTC! Warren and Griffin cheers our men and women at the Southern Conference Basketball Tournament. Warren and Griffin, 265 Hurt. Can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11 in HD.
Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale came to Emerson for the first time since an influx of
Welcome back. A Canadian cabinet member today visited a small town on the U.S.-Canadian border. Now, Emerson, Manitoba is where 183 people have been caught illegally entering Canada since the first of the year. Reporter Kevin Gallagher reports the cabinet member told town residents the Canadian government will help them deal with the influx of people fleeing the U.S. to claim refugee status up north.
Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale came to Emerson for the first time since an influx of asylum seekers started risking their lives to come to Canada. Confident border and law enforcement officers have what they need.
At the moment, they are properly resourced, but we are monitoring that very carefully as we go forward.
Goodale says the Canadian government is still trying to determine why hundreds are crossing illegally from the United States.
We've got to really understand, all of us at every level of government, the nature of this phenomenon.
Other supporters.
But at this center in Winnipeg, where many of the refugee claimants have been given shelter and support, two men who lost fingers due to severe frostbite say they were motivated to risk it all because they feared for their safety south of the border.
When we came to the United States, we didn't see that kind of protection.
Many organizations say their resources are being pushed to the limit, and the town is concerned the numbers will only go up.
We're very confident that there will be more people coming here as the weather warms up.
This immigration lawyer anticipates a backlog of cases for an already taxed refugee board.
If we're going to have significant greater numbers, they do not have the resources, and they're going to have to increase the resources.
And the public safety minister also expressed concern that Emerson is in a floodplain, another factor that could further complicate matters along the border come springtime.
The sound of howling dogs filled downtown Anchorage on Saturday as mushers from around the world gathered for the ceremonial start of the Iditarod Trail sled dog race. About 2,000 dogs belonging to 72 mushers left the downtown area every 2 minutes in a staggered start for an 11-mile course on city trails and streets. The ceremonial start is a fan-friendly event designed to show off mushing and allow spectators to pet the dogs and mingle with the mushers. The official Iditarod race spans through about 1,000 miles of Alaska wilderness, starting in Fairbanks, stretching along the frozen Bering Sea coast, and ending in the community of Nome. The official start of the race is on Monday. Well, coming up next in sports, Paul Shaheen continues our coverage of the SoCon tournament with highlights from the Mocs game against Wofford. Plus, Tennessee girls basketball teams need just one more win to go to the state. Jill Jelnick will fill you in on who's moving on.
Go UTC! Warren and Griffin cheers our men and women at the Southern Conference Basketball Tournament. Warren and Griffin, 265-HURT.
The UTC men's basketball season came to a close today after the Mocs fell to Wofford in their opening game of the Southern Conference Tournament. There's no question this year's postseason run ended sooner than the Mocs had expected, especially for the 5 seniors who are now closing the door on their legacy. For more now, we turn to sports director Paul Shaheen, who spent the day courtside with the Mocs.
To sum up the last 2 months or so for the Chattanooga men, Trey McClain said it best. We never thought it would end this way. To sum up the quarterfinal loss to Wofford, shooters shoot. Wofford has shooters, and they made shots. Right to it, midway through the first, UTC playing catch-up. That certainly helps. Dixon, the feed to Justin Toyle, rattling the rim. They're down 4. Other end, Wofford's largest lead of the first half. Matthew Pegrim down low. Terriers up 7. Nearing the half, here come the Mocs. McKenday London, step back, thanks for the space. He'll take 3. Mocs down 1. On defense, it's London again, this time swatting shots. The first half is closing. At the buzzer, it's Jonathan Burrows, Cook to tie it at 31 apiece. Second half action. Wofford's shooters, well, they get the shooting. Eric Garcia caps off a 7-0 Terrier run to start the second, 39-31. A little later, Fletcher McGee doing his thing. One of his 5 3-pointers, he let 10 fly. Mocs down 10. Under 5. UTC's clawing back. It's the senior Trey McClain. And the foul to go. He had 18 points on the night. Chattanooga pulls it within 6. But right on cue, McGee spots up for 3 more seconds later, sparking another 7-0 Terrier run, and that would all but do it for Chattanooga. The Mocs exit in the quarter 79-67, your final score.
Extremely disappointed ending to our season.
It's tough right now, just knowing what we've been through as a team, and with the seniors also. we didn't want it to end like this, and no one thought it would end like this, but we just gotta live with. We gotta live with that at this point.
All that said, head coach Matt McCall made it a point to stress his 5 seniors should be celebrated and not remembered for the way this season ended. After all, this senior class goes down as one of the most successful ever in school history. 70 wins over 3 years. That's only been done 5 times. In Asheville, North Carolina, I'm Paul Shaheen, Channel 3, Eyewitness Sports.
It really is a special group of seniors that are without a doubt leaving their mark on the program, the school, and the city. Now, while the Chattanooga men may be out, the Chattanooga women have a chance at a 5th straight SoCon tournament crown tomorrow. The Lady Mocs tip off against Mercer 1 p.m. Sunday with an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. This also happens to be a rematch of last year's SoCon tournament final. The Mocs and the Bears split their regular season crown again for the 2nd year in a row this year, and so now they'll meet once again in the tournament championship. UTC should be feeling pretty good, though. The Lady Mocs won both meetings against Mercer in the regular season and are riding a 5-game winning streak. The undefeated Bradley Central Bearettes are undefeated no more. The Bradley girls needed a win tonight in their 3A play-in game in order to move on to the Elite 8, but Stewart's Creek put them to the test. Red Hawks led by 1 point over the Bearettes at halftime and kept it going from there. Brianna Furby with the floater up the middle. Red Hawks now up by 3. But Hallie Hughes counters right away on the other end with a drive of her own, cutting the lead back down to 1. Hughes again, this time she goes baseline, hits off the backboard for 2. And then junior star forward Ryan Howard gets the ball low, goes up with it, falling down with the basket and 1. Despite keeping it close, though, in the second half, Bradley Central struggled to slow down the Red Hawks. The Bearettes lose their first ever game this season, falling 55-49 to Stewart's Creek. Bradley Central now ends the season 32-1 overall. Also competing in the girls' state sectionals tonight in AA play, McMinn County goes down 73-69 in Macon County. In single A, South Green rolls over Meigs County 94-48. And also in single A play, Clark Range defeats Marion County 73-58. Meanwhile, over in Savannah, Georgia tonight, the Calhoun boys basketball team made it to the state semifinal game against Morgan County, but the Yellow Jackets come up short, fall 72-61 in the Final Four. Over in Nashville this afternoon, McCallie was hoping to bring home its first ever D2 AA state title, but the 2-time defending state champs Brentwood Academy got in the way. The Blue Tornado knew ahead of time, though, they needed to stop this guy, Eagles' Darius Garland. And while right from the start, Garland, the top point guard in the nation, came out firing. Shot that sank that one from deep behind the arc. Then tornado turnover helps the Eagles extend the lead there. Brentwood Academy went on a 10-0 run to start the game. Then finally, Big Blue started to chip away at it in the second. Henley Edge with a 3-pointer from outside to cut the lead to 15. Then Jordan Starling doing work down low adds 2 to it. McCallie trailed 47-24 at the break, but was able to find a spark the second half, starting with this junior Clay drive to the basket and 1. Then junior Clay again in transition, except this time misses it, and senior Seth Clark comes up for the cleanup and the dunk here. Check it out again, a beautiful play by Seth Clark. Unfortunately, though, McCallie could not keep up with Brentwood Academy. They'd go down in this one 74-42 that final. All right, that's it for sports. One last look at your weather when we come back.
Okay, 30s again overnight, but then a mild afternoon in the 60s. Real good chance of rain by Tuesday. Until then, keep the umbrellas at home and be sure to join us for Weekend Today starting at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Go UTC! Warren and Griffin cheers our men and women at the Southern Conference Basketball Tournament. Warren and Griffin, 265 Hurt. Go UTC! Warren and Griffin cheers our men and women at the Southern Conference Basketball Tournament. Warren and Griffin, 265 Hurt.
The UTC men's basketball season came to a close Saturday after the Mocs fell to Wofford in their opening game of the Southern Conference Tournament. There's no question this year's postseason run ended sooner than the Mocs had expected, especially for the 5 seniors who are now closing the door on their legacy. For more now, we turn to sports director Paul Shaheen, who spent the day courtside with the Mocs.
To sum up the last 2 months or so for the Chattanooga men, Trey McClain said it best. We never thought it would end this way. To sum up the quarterfinal loss to Wofford, shooters shoot. Wofford has shooters, and they made shots. Right to it, midway through the first, UTC playing catch-up. That certainly helps. Dixon, the feed to Justin Toyle, rattling the rim. They're down 4. Other end, Wofford's largest lead of the first half. Matthew Pegrim down low. Terriers up 7. Nearing the half, here come the Mocs. McKenday London, step back, thanks for the space. He'll take 3. Mocs down 1. On defense, it's London again, this time swatting shots. The first half is closing. At the buzzer, it's Jonathan Burrows, Cook to tie it at 31 apiece. Second half action. Wofford's shooters, well, they get to shooting. Eric Garcia caps off a 7-0 Terrier run to start the second, 39-31. A little later, Fletcher McGee doing his thing. One of his 5 3-pointers, he let 10 fly. Mocs down 10. Under 5, UTC's clawing back. It's the senior Trey McLean. And the foul to go. He had 18 points on the night. Chattanooga pulls it within 6, but right on cue, McGee spots up for 3 more seconds later, sparking another 7-0 Terrier run, and that would all but do it for Chattanooga. The Mocs exit in the quarter, 79-67, your final score.
Extremely disappointed ending to our season.
It's tough right now. Just knowing what we've been through as a team, and as with the seniors also. We didn't want to end like this, and no one thought it would end like this, but we just got to live with. We got to live with that at this point.
All that said, head coach Matt McCall made it a point to stress his 5 seniors should be celebrated and not remembered for the way this season ended. After all, this senior class goes down as one of the most successful ever in school history. 70 wins over 3 years. That's only been done 5 times. In Asheville, North Carolina, I'm Paul Shaheen, Channel 3, Eyewitness Sports.
Now, while the Chattanooga men may be out, the Chattanooga women still have a shot at tomorrow's. God, you know what? I'll just start from right there. Three, 2, 1. Are they good with me going? 3, 2, 1. Now, while the Chattanooga men may be out, the Chattanooga women have a shot at a 5th straight SoCon tournament title today. They'll be taking on Mercer. Okay. One more time. Gotcha. Sorry, I just wanted to skip that first line and go straight to it. 3, 2, 1. Now, while the Chattanooga men may be out, the Chattanooga women have a chance at a 5th straight SoCon tournament crown. The Lady Mocs tip off against Mercer 1 p.m. today with an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.